To the naysayers, the cynics, the skeptics, the critics, to the monastic counselor that told me I was dreaming, to the doubters, to the voice in your head that says you can't meditate, this is for you. Meditation is hard. It takes 20 years. You need crystals. You have to be a monk. This is terrible guidance. They say you're too young to meditate. Wrong. I started meditating when I was 15 and I've never looked back. Too old to meditate. Wrong. As we get older, we simplify. All we really want is a comfortable chair and apple pie. With less attachment, meditation becomes easier. They say you don't have time. Wrong. All it takes is 10 minutes. That's less than 1% of your entire day. But maybe you're thinking, meditation is too mysterious, too religious, and it's just out of your reach. So here's the bottom line. You have a nervous system and a brain, and you deserve to experience as much as it has to offer. And the number one reason people have a hard time with meditation? Words. 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 Now that's actually hard. So we're going to fix that right now. So I want you to go back and I want you to imagine the first time they opened the skull to take a look inside the brain and saw that there were two hemispheres. They were freaked out. They had no idea. They thought it was one whole, and it was not. It was two separate pieces. That's what we have to understand in order to jump out of that part of the brain and begin to experience something a little deeper. We grow up with words. We spend our entire days using words. Our entertainment is words. My God, we even dream in words. There are many cross currents that take place between the two hemispheres of the brain, but by large and far, most of this takes place in the left frontal lobe, in a little corner called Broca's area. And if this is all we were to experience of life, it would be very limiting.
A prison for your mind.
Betty Edwards wrote a remarkable book called Drawing on the Right Side of the Brain. She tells the story of how this came about when she placed a wine bottle with an apple in front of it and asked her students to draw what they saw. Instead, they drew a wine bottle and an apple side by side and separate, not one in front of the other. So she asked, why? Why couldn't they just draw what was there? Obviously, the apple was in front of the bottle. So why were they drawing the apple on the side of the bottle? It's because they weren't actually seeing what was there. They were seeing two objects which they rendered into symbolic language as wine bottle and apple. And those two symbols don't overlap. They are separate, and so they drew it separately from the left side of the brain. And there she had it. She needed a way to enable her students to flip into the other side of their brain, allowing them to just see what was there. And she did it. She found a way to put something which was so confusing for the left side of the brain that they couldn't see it as a symbol. So they would just start drawing what was right in front of them. She turned the picture upside down. And like magic, all of her students started to become artists. Instead of seeing a man in a chair wearing spectacles, all words and symbols, they started seeing shapes. So, for this little technique, that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to use the facial perception of the right side of the brain as a neurological driver to drive us over from the left side of the brain to the right side of the brain. And it's so simple, it's stupid. And that's what we want. We want something simple and easy and reliable to take us out of the verbal mind every single time. So what we're going to do is we're going to pick 2 points, and it can be any 2 points. You can be doing a technique, watching the breath, and you can watch it in the nose and in the chest, or you can watch it in the nose or in your belly. It doesn't have to be associated with your breath. One of my favorites is to feel the sensation in the left hand and feel the sensation in the right hand. That's both of those simultaneously. Because Those are 2 points. It puts you into that spatial recognition. So you get out of the words. And that's what we want. We want to get out of the words. And it's magical. So let's do it now. Pick your 2 points, like your 2 hands. Hold them in your mind simultaneously. Really hold the perception of your hands in your mind at the same time. You'll notice there's no words. You just stepped into a much bigger world. So give it a shot. Try it for a few minutes each day.
I'll give him a